Good evening. Welcome to ThaiPBS English News Service. I'm Suwajon Suwan. Today, a strong earthquake centered off the coast of northeastern Japan shook buildings as far away as Tokyo and led to a 1-meter tsunami hitting the northeast of the country. However, there were no reports of any death, injuries, or devastations of any kind. A 7.3 magnitude quake has struck off Japan's northeastern coast, triggering a 1-meter wave hitting Ishinomaki in Miyagi Prefecture, and people along the coast were moved to higher ground before all alerts were later lifted at 7:20 p.m. local time, or around 5:30 here in Thailand. There have been no reports of death, injuries, or serious damage. The U.S. Geological Survey Department predicted earlier that there were no risk of a widespread tsunami. The 7.3 magnitude was revised from an earlier estimate of 7.4. Miyagi Prefecture in northeastern Japan was hit by a devastating earthquake and tsunami in March 2011. That quake triggered fuel rod meltdowns at the Fukushima nuclear plant, causing a radiation leakage, contamination of food and water, and mass evacuations in the world's worst nuclear crisis since Chernobyl in 1986. And moving to politics, Abhisit Wechhachiwa, Democrat Party leader and former Prime Minister Suthep Theaksuban will report to the Department of Special Investigation next Thursday to acknowledge the charges against them and to state formally that they are both ready to prove their innocence in court. After the DSI, or Department of Special Investigations, sent the letter summoning Abhisit to acknowledge the charges of authorizing the killings of anti-government protesters by soldiers during April through May 2010, heated protest in Bangkok, he and Suthep say they will attend the court hearing next Thursday and are ready to defend their actions. Abhisit pointed out that the charges, the actions, and the speech of the DSI chief Tharit Phengdit matched those of police captain Chalerm Yubamrung in an earlier interview, so he believes that the murder charge was planned and carefully orchestrated. Abhisit insisted that he was just performing his duty as Prime Minister in upholding law and order during the anti-government protest and had acted in line with the law. The opposition leader said in Parliament that the pressing of charges against him and Suthep was a political move intended to force him and his party to support the government's proposed reconciliation law to whitewash one corrupt individual. Samui and Phangan Islands are rejoicing now that the Provincial Electricity Authority, or PEA, has repaired its underground power cable and restored power. The electricity supply resumed normal service earlier this morning. Meanwhile, the tourism sector on the islands are seeking preventive measures to prevent a repeat of the 3-day blackout. Business operators on both islands were grinning ear to ear after the 3-day blackout ended. Business returned to normal. The airport is still opened and hotels of all grades have survived without serious trouble. Many small and medium-sized inns and guest houses even offer special services to help their guests relax. However, the Samui Tourism Association president said the blackout severely impacted the popular resort island, and a large number of Thai and foreign tourists abruptly cancelled their holidays and left the island. He added that he needs all departments responsible for the problem to develop preventive measures so the incident will not be repeated and the resort island's fame as a world-class visitor destination can be maintained. A number of schools in Narathiwat province have closed down due to the violent unrest in the area as they fear for their staff and student safety. Meanwhile, earlier today, the Kapaw district of Pattani province separatists forcibly entered a volunteer territorial guard base, tied up the guards, and stole weapons and communications equipment. A group of 15 to 20 masked separatists broke into the Ban Gurubi school in Kapaw district of Pattani province, an operational base for volunteer territorial guards, and stole a number of weapons. The insurgents tied up 5 volunteer night guards before ransacking the place and making off with the guns. Initially, the police believed that the culprits must be local people, and while most of the attackers were wearing masks, some did not, providing police with some valuable evidence. Meanwhile, 2 teachers have been shot dead and 1 wounded in the past 2 weeks in the Deep South. As a result, the Federation of Southern Teachers has decided to shut down a number of schools due to concerns over the security measures. Earlier today, the president of the Islamic Committee of Narathiwat province and people of Sungai Padi district visited Thirapon Chu Songsang, a wounded teacher from Ban Pokok school who is now in a safe condition. Teachers in the troubled region are urging the government to solve the problem as rapidly as possible and not to abandon them. The Ombudsman sought an appeal to the Supreme Administrative Court after the Administrative Court had refused to accept a suit filed which sought to halt the 3G licensing process on the basis that the Ombudsman has no mandate to petition the court. Here's more on that from Kun Udomlak Unhalekachit.
รักษาเกชาแฉฉาย The Deputy Secretary General at the Office of the Ombudsman held a press conference earlier today to announce that the Ombudsman has decided to petition the Supreme Administrative Court following the lower administrative court's refusal to accept the lawsuit halting the 3G license process. He added that after a bidding on October 16, no organization filed a petition regarding the auction's fairness. The Deputy Secretary General said that the auction must be free and fair so that the people won't doubt the bidding process. The Office of the Ombudsman is trying to make everything clear and transparent.
The public, suspect that the process that we have only 3 companies is not the fair and free competition. So the Ombudsman try to figure out or try to solve this problem.
Meanwhile, the Telecommunications Committee of the NBTC has voted 4-1 to issue the 3G licenses to the 3 mobile service operators, AIS, Data, and True Corporation within 7 days. The cost of 3G service is expected to decrease by 15 to 20% by April next year. Udomlak Unhalekachit, Thai PBS.
Thank you, Kun Udomlak. With its strategic location in ASEAN, Thailand continues to attract foreign investors. Dr. Rungtip Chonapalai spoke with Professor Tirana Pongmakhapat, former Dean of the Faculty of Economics at Chulalongkorn University, who stressed that Thailand has to set the right policy to open its doors to opportunities in its trade relations.
China is a big power, and a few years from now, its economy will surpass the U.S. economy. So no one can get away from China. But I would say that there's a lot of things that Thailand should do with China also, not just the United States. And in China, they are going to change the executives, right? They are going to change the president. They will have the new president soon, and they will have the new prime minister soon, and they have the new team.
Right, it's the fifth generation of the China leaders.
The new Politburo is basically economically concerned. Okay, it's an economic team. So Thailand should be able to adjust itself to be more economically concentrating.
With China.
With China, yes.
And then what would be best for Thailand then?
I think for Thailand, I would say that there will be a lot of things to do in terms of infrastructure around this region. Basically, the mainland South Asia, basically, they lack of electricity, they lack of infrastructure, but they have so huge population. So Thailand should focus on that. But the perspective that Thailand should have is not national perspective. It should be international or regional perspective, and that would be the better vision for Thailand.
And the rise in the price of LPG cooking gas, which was expected to go up by another 50 stang per kilogram in January, may be postponed until February. However, a total 6 baht rise during 2013 is likely to remain as planned. The Ministry of Energy will be proposing compensation measures to help consumers. Retail LPG is now 18 baht 13 stang. Before the end of 2013, LPG will be sold at 24 baht 82 stang. This 37% increase, or 6 baht 69 stang in total, will see LPG retail price rise by 50 stang per month. However, the Energy Ministry will propose that the Cabinet postpone the first rise, scheduled for January 1st, to mid-February. The ministry claims the delay is to make sure the public are prepared. LPG for transport use will go up prior to LPG for household usage. The Energy Ministry will propose the government compensate small households with LPG coupons to subsidize the price difference. According to the proposal, 3.8 million small households are reported to receive 6 kilograms of LPG a month, while 400,000 small food stalls will be compensated with 150 kilograms per month. The biggest controversy surrounding the LPG hike is the concern that compensated household LPG will be used by the transport sector or smuggled out of the country. The suspected murderer of a Hungarian man was taken to the scene of the crime today. The other suspect, who is thought to have been an accomplice in the killing, remains on the run. Hungarian national Moshe David, who allegedly confessed to killing his Hungarian business partner Joseph Peter Reis, was taken to a two-story rented house in Phuket today to reenact the crime. 38-year-old Moshe Davis is an Israeli with Hungarian citizenship. He has apparently admitted killing his business partner for allegedly cheating him in a land deal on Koh Samui. The body of 47-year-old Joseph Peter Reis was found in a rubber plantation last month. David was arrested on Wednesday as he was planning to leave the country. Police claim they found bloodstains in the house, but 30 days will be needed for the DNA test result to be announced and handed to the court. Kavalka Lagos Gerdri, another Hungarian suspect of involvement in the case, remains at large. The Good Citizen Foundation, or กลุ่มสร้างพลเมืองคุณภาพ led by singer Suchat Chawangkul, organizes a charity concert every month for Army veterans. This time, Mulan the musical was chosen to inspire and honor the bravery of veterans at King Mongkut Hospital. With the involvement of students from Sathit Bilingual School of Rangsit University, they are presenting the annual musical performance for 2012. Here's more from Kun Sarita Thanangkul.
Listening to music or playing an instrument may reduce anxiety and pain and passions and revitalize the weak. Today was a special performance for handicapped soldiers at King's Mongkut Hospital. The performance is arranged every month by a group of volunteers called the Building Quality Citizen Foundation, or กลุ่มสร้างพลเมืองคุณภาพ led by singer Suchat Chawangkul.
Our group is Building Quality Citizen. We organize the event every month for all the soldiers and the policemen who did their work in the southern provinces. Those who were wounded from the duty.
This year, Sathit Bilingual School at Rangsit University proudly performed the famous American animated comedy drama martial arts musical Mulan. The group has performed charity musicals in English annually since 2007. The school was granted the copyright by Music Theatre International and will join with the RSU Philharmonic to perform one of Disney's most famous musicals, especially for wooden soldiers. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Rapipat Mongkol, who was wounded in a bomb attack in Narathiwat province in January this year, explained how he felt, which he rarely does, after he watched the beautiful and uplifting performance. Apirom Urairat, Chief Executive Officer of Sathit Bilingual School at Rangsit University, said this year's musical is more special than ever.
I think the highlight lies in we're doing a good cause for a charity for the soldiers that were injured in the South. So I think the main purpose of this is to give back something to the society rather than just take. So that's the main cause of teaching our students to be able to give and return to the society.
They're handicapped veterans from Thailand's 3 southernmost provinces staying at King's Mongkut Hospital were greatly impressed as they watched the musical, saying it was a wonderful opportunity to see such an enjoyable show like today's performance. Sarita Thanangkul, Thai PBS.
Thank you, Sarita. And that's all the time we have for tonight's edition of Thai PBS English News Service. We'll see you again Monday night. Until then, enjoy your weekend. I'm Subhajang Klin Sawan. สวัสดีครับ